And another one was I wanted to talk about was like, how do you think about, or how do you feel about your intuition, and how has that played a part for you in your everyday life since you've been on this journey? How's that been for you? How's that played a role for you?
Up and down roller coaster. That's most definitely. That's most definitely.
Intuition is emotion,
Intentional.
Is that, because sometimes it gets the best of people. They don't know how to control it, and so on and so forth. And that's really your guidance system. Your guidance system. Is leading you through everything.
Yes, it's true, and we've had that, and it's been part of our genetic makeup automatically. Nothing we could do about it since the beginning of time. Hence discernment as well. Same concept, most likely. That's our sacral chakra. That's our gut chakra, and the root chakra.
Right.
To be able to sink and ground yourself, and to be able to know when something's up and it's spirit. Like, I'm always saying this, like people always, talk about Google as God, and I say that too, but it really is not. It doesn't have all the answers. It's not always accurate. Like, even a while back, my mom and I were like, what the heck, because they were saying the avocados were bad now, and I was just like, what? I'm not listening. Like, how is that bad? Anyway, but that's besides the point. But you get downloads from the sun. People get downloads when they have their hair in specific ways, because they're compounding the molecules that's in the hair that's making it stronger,
right,
which are the dreads. And then we get our connection by, meditating, the spirit realm, dreams and stuff like that. That's spirit. Those are facts. So when people don't know how the heck they did math in their head, and then they get in trouble by the teacher because they didn't do it physically, and then they ask them how'd they find it, if there's nothing they cheated on, it's like, it's sad that they get in trouble for it, because it's like, I don't know, it just came up in my head. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like that's how they say spirit told me, did it at the start, because it just pops up out of nowhere. Like, when people ask me questions about certain things, that's why, going back to the last question, that's why I'm so good at trying to figuring out at least 80% of the time, I think, what I think is best in people, because I'll calculate them. I'm just very observant. I'm not trying to be like a creep or whatever, but I calculate I observe what's good about them, like what they're good at and stuff, and I'm like, why aren't you doing this, bro? Like, why aren't you like making money out of these talents? But intuition is so vital, and when you lack it, or you're not in touch with yourself, you're gonna miss stuff.
That to chime in on that, if you don't mind.
Not at all.
When you said that, you can absorb people and see what they're good at, and then you be like, damn, why you're not actually doing this? Because it's I think and that is a level of awareness that is not taking place there, and and when you're not aware of something, then you don't see it. It's just like it don't exist for you.
Yeah.
So I think that's one of the things that you got a lot of people that are just not aware of certain things, of a lot of things. And it just as you were saying before, you get the downloads and so on and so forth. If you're getting these downloads and you don't know where they're coming from, and you don't trust them, and you don't you think it's just whatever, then it's because you're not aware of what's actually going on.
Yeah.
It's kind of going over your head, so to speak.
Yeah, it's one thing I think the first best successful step, though, that they always feel like isn't a successful step, and they feel like they're letting themselves down. It's very important to, at least if you're imagining it, that's just the first step, baby. You're imagining what you're trying to do so bad, and you want to do it so bad, and you're like stressed about it and uneasy and unfulfilled. Like, you got to take the next step to do the action about it, even if no one's on your side or agree with it. You got to trust yourself and be like, okay, well, I'm going to do it because I want to do it, even if other people may have their own opinions on dictating your life about, no, this is smarter to do that better, because you'll have a steady income now. You're going to do what you want with your life. You figure out your backup. You fall on your face a couple of times, you'll get back up and get it, because as long as you are positive and you know that source got you, you won't have a problem. Just keep trying. But we're not taught that.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
We're taught fear. No more.
We really wasn't taught to trust ourselves. You know what I mean? We always was taught to, take someone else's word for it. Go to somebody else. Get the advice from somebody that has a high authority or something like that. So we never really was taught how to trust in self. Self is always the last thing we worried about. And the name of the game is you come first. Yeah,
and it literally says that even with religious people, which I don't have a problem with them, but it literally says in the Bible, like, know thyself. Even Jesus is saying it. Know thyself. Why you always got to go to somebody else? Know thyself. Why you got to go to someone to go to God for it? Go to God for it yourself. Know thyself. The answers are within. No one's going to know you best but yourself. And the next people after that is your parents. But the first person first is God, because you are source.
You know, I'm gonna chime back into when you were saying that a lot of people like to go to Google and they may say, oh, Google is whatever, whatever, whatever. It has all the right answers. I mean, it may have all the right answers for maybe you, but it don't got all the right answers for me. You know what I
It's
mean?
not for everyone. It's not going
I
to give everyone an answer.
I follow what comes from within. You know, I'm not going to Google and trying to figure out. I'm not saying I don't go to Google, but you know what I mean. I don't to guide my life. I'm going to Google. Ask Google what is the next step.